What's killing your honeybees? I know what's killing your honeybees. And nobody else wants to talk about it on YouTube except for me. And I know I said my last video was the previous video, but I wanted to make one more video, let you guys know that if you're following me, I've stabilized at 98. And it is May 11th or May 12th. May 12th. We didn't get flowers until first week of May. There's flowers all over. And this happens every year with me. My bees have a hard time through winter until we get a nectar source. I don't feed them syrup. I try to do it naturally. I fed syrup in March because it was cold. Try to get them going, try to save them. It was too cold. They didn't take the syrup. It didn't work. This is what's killing your bees. The toxic chemicals causes your bees to not live very long through winter. If the queen stops laying November, around that period of time, you need your bees to live through the months of December, January, February, and March. My bees don't live that long. Just like humans get cancer, they don't live to be 100, okay? Your bees are doing the same thing. And all this bullshit on YouTube about varroa mites. I never treat my bees for varroa mites in the spring. And Vinyl Farm, I don't need to put a bunch of bees in a container and kill them to find out if they have varroa mites. You can see the stupid varroa mites, you moron. All right? You ought to know, just by the way bees are, if they're having issues, you take a frame out. If your bees are dying, take a frame out. Find some brood. Look at your nurse bees. Do you see any varroa mites on them? Take about 10 minutes. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. And if you find some cap drone cells, go ahead. Take your hive tool, break them open, take a look at them. See, there's the queen. My bees are dying from the toxic chemicals. Your bees are dying from the toxic chemicals if you have crop farmers in your area. The corporations want to blame the varroa mites. They want to keep this a secret. And the commercial beekeepers want you to buy bees every year to replace the bees you lost. I haven't bought any bees since 2017. It's now 2022. It's not rocket science. I lost a third of my colonies during winter, or actually during spring, not during winter. I had one dead out during winter. Spring was late getting here. March and April were very cold. The temperatures have been below normal. They call it something heating degree days. Since July 1st, there was over 5,000 something heating degree days. And they said it was 270 above normal. So we've had a cooler period since last July. So the bees have a hard time with the toxic chemicals, and if they have a cold spell and things don't warm up, they're going to have a real hard time. They're not going to get started. There's going to be too many small bees, or the colony's going to be too small. The cluster's going to be too small to get started for the cool temperatures. So I bring them in, and it's not good for bees to be in an airtight enclosure, Vinyl Farm. They need to have fresh air because of all the toxic chemicals. Maybe you don't have toxic chemicals in your area, but a lot of beekeepers do. And if they're following you, they're going to be disappointed. Okay, the toxic chemicals are in the wax, the pollen, and the honey. You close up a hive, make it close to being airtight. That's all they get is the toxic chemicals. They don't get fresh air. My bees do better when they're outside, but if they get small, I'd bring them in to save them. If they were left outside, they would die. So there's not much I can do about that. So anyway, I've got, of my colonies left, I have 2/3 new colonies and 1/3 old colonies. We have a short summer here in Michigan. I know it's going to be short. And I know I've got to replace these queens here. So I'm trying to do limited mating nukes. I currently have 3 colonies that killed their queen. And it's warm enough for them to do mating nukes. And I've had a lot of abscondings over the last few weeks. So I put in queen excluders. But when I get those virgin queens emerged from the queen cells and I verify I have virgin queens, I'm going to take these queen excluders out because a lot of drones are trapped in these hives. I know there's no other bees in my area until mid-June when the commercial beekeepers come back. And they're the ones that bring the varroa mites to my bees. And here's the issue. If we would quarantine these commercial beekeepers, stop going to the almonds in California, do a pollinating strike, that would force the corporations to stop selling chemicals to these crop farmers. And then if you quarantine the bees and don't transport them from one place to the other in the United States, we could probably get these varroa mites under control, all right? You guys are a bunch of stupid fucking morons, all right? I like swearing because I'm getting pissed off. You guys, I try to tell you what's going on. You guys don't listen to me. You want to listen to people like Vinyl Farm and these commercial beekeepers. They don't need to put videos on. They're too busy and they're making a lot of money as things are now. They don't want to squeal on the system, all right? It's the toxic chemicals killing your bees. If you have crop farmers in your area, I've been on my roof and made a video and showed you guys all the fields in my area, all the way around my house, my property. 90% of the area is crop farmers spraying toxic chemicals constantly, year after year after year. All right? I don't know what else I can say. All right? Stop buying bees. That would force the commercial beekeepers to do something about the chemicals, because people stop buying their sick bees because they wouldn't benefit from people's bees dying constantly every year. So stop buying bees from commercial beekeepers. Learn how to breed your own queens. Stop buying queens. Yeah, you're going to have losses, okay? I haven't bought any bees from anybody since 2017. 5 years. And I still have more bees right now than I had last year at this time. But I know I'm not going to have more bees at the end of summer than I had a year ago. It's going to be one of those summers, okay? Because my colonies are smaller because we had a late warm-up this spring. And I'm going to have to replace queens from my 2020 colonies. Those queens are going to die at the end of the summer. The queens only last 2 years. You can't get a third summer out of a queen. Rarely get a third summer, okay? So your queens are going to die. You need to replace them. I wish they lived longer, but the toxic chemicals are hard on queens too, all right? Okay, I guess I'm going to end it now.